You are standing in your bedroom, and there is a sound coming from inside the wall. Not a scratching sound, not the scurry of something small and fast. A low, steady, continuous hum coming from somewhere behind the drywall near the window, growing slightly louder in the warmth of the afternoon. You press your ear to the wall. The sound does not stop. It has been going on for days, maybe longer, and you have finally admitted to yourself what it almost certainly is: bees inside your wall. Your first instinct is to solve this yourself tonight, before it gets worse. Buy a can of wasp and hornet spray. Find the entry point outside, a small gap under the siding, a crack near the eave, and seal it after dark, when the bees are less active. Maybe hold a smoking rag or a bee smoker up to the opening first, the way you have seen beekeepers do it in videos, to calm them down and drive them out before you close the gap for good. Stop, because sealing or smoking a bee colony that has already established itself inside a wall cavity does not solve the problem you think it solves. In the vast majority of cases, it does not remove the colony at all. It simply traps what is left of it inside your wall, along with everything that colony has already built, and sets in motion a second, much slower problem that many homeowners do not discover until months later, when it has already caused real damage. Let's start with what is actually inside that wall right now. A honeybee colony that has been established in a cavity for any meaningful length of time, weeks to months, sometimes longer, has not just moved in. It has built. Worker bees construct wax comb directly onto the interior surfaces of the cavity, and within that comb, they store two things simultaneously: honey, in quantities that can range from a few pounds in a young colony to well over 60 pounds in an established one, and developing brood, eggs, larvae, and pupae in numbers that can reach into the tens of thousands depending on the colony's age and the size of the cavity. This is not a nest in the way a wasp paper nest is a nest, something that can be knocked down and disposed of in one action. It is a structure built directly into your house, containing a significant quantity of both food stores and living insects at every stage of development. Now, let's talk about what smoking actually does, because it is often misunderstood, even by people trying to use it correctly. Smoke does not kill bees, and it does not typically drive an established colony out of a cavity it considers home. What smoke does, when used by beekeepers working with an open hive, is trigger a specific evolved response. The bees interpret smoke as a signal of possible wildfire, and in response they gorge themselves on stored honey, preparing to potentially need to abandon the hive and survive elsewhere. This makes them calmer and less inclined to sting during a beekeeper's inspection. It is a tool for temporary behavioral management during handling, not a tool for eviction. A colony deep inside a wall cavity, with no beekeeper opening the structure and physically removing frames, generally has no practical way to actually leave in response to smoke alone, and in most documented cases, simply returns to normal activity once the smoke dissipates. Sealing the entry point after applying smoke or spray does not remove the colony. It removes the colony's only way in or out. But here is the part that matters most. If the colony inside the wall dies, whether from spray, from being sealed in without access to forage, or from any other cause, what is left behind does not simply disappear. Depending on the size of the colony, homeowners are often left with pounds of honeycomb, stored honey, and dead brood sealed permanently inside a wall cavity with no way to access or remove any of it without opening the wall itself. Honey left in place does not stay inert. Without bees maintaining and consuming it, stored honey can ferment and, more significantly, it becomes a powerful attractant for a wide range of secondary pests: ants, other bee or wasp species seeking a food source, and in many documented cases, rodents drawn directly to the scent through the same gap that was sealed. combined with the moisture, the fermenting honey and decomposing brood generate directly against interior drywall and framing. This creates conditions that can lead to mold growth and, over time, genuine structural damage to the wall itself. Damage that frequently is not discovered until it has already progressed significantly, sometimes not until staining, odor, or a soft section of drywall forces the wall to be opened months or years later. The DIY approach that felt like it solved the problem in an evening often creates a slower, more expensive, and considerably more unpleasant problem that surfaces long after the humming has stopped and the homeowner has stopped thinking about it entirely. So what should you actually do? If you have identified an active honeybee colony inside a wall cavity, the only approach that actually resolves the situation is live removal. Locating the extent of the comb within the wall, physically removing the bees, the queen, the brood, and the comb itself, typically performed by an experienced beekeeper or a pest control service that specifically offers bee cutout services rather than extermination. This is more involved than sealing a gap, and it typically costs more than a can of spray. It is also the only method that actually removes the material that would otherwise be left rotting inside your wall, rather than simply hiding the problem behind drywall for someone to find later. If you are uncertain whether what you are hearing is honeybees, bumblebees, or a wasp species, each of which requires a different approach and carries different levels of urgency, a clear photograph or video of insects entering and exiting the opening, sent to a local beekeeping association or pest control service, is typically enough for accurate identification before you decide on any course of action at all. What you should never do is assume that quiet means resolved. If the humming stops after spraying or sealing, that is not confirmation the colony is gone. In many cases, it simply means the colony inside is dying slowly, and the material it leaves behind is about to become a much longer-term problem than the one you were trying to solve in a single evening. There is something quietly remarkable about a structure built entirely inside the walls of a house, invisible from every room, containing tens of thousands of individual lives and pounds of stored food, operating with a level of organization that took the colony months to construct, and that most homeowners never actually see, only hear. A low, steady hum behind drywall that represents one of the most complex cooperative societies in the natural world, built in the one place in your house you were never meant to look. The next time you hear that sound coming from inside a wall, you are not hearing a problem that a can of spray and a sealed gap will make disappear. You are hearing evidence of something built, layer by layer, over months, that requires exactly as much care to remove as it took to construct.